All right, guys, welcome back to another mental workshop here. For anybody that's been around for a while, my name has changed on the channel and such like that, so I at least want to address it here real quick. I was a spiritual big brother. I am now Big Brother Perspective. And the reason that has kind of changed is because I am integrated with my spirituality, and I am now becoming myself fully. So that means that is one piece of me and a part of the channel. And I'm always going to be bringing that kind of stuff up too. So anybody that's still here from that phase, you're still going to find great stuff here for that stuff. I'm still going to bring up some of that. There's still going to be plenty of lessons. In fact, I'm going to be applying it as just a normal person, as a regular Joe, rather than wearing robes or something like that. So keep that in mind. But let's get on with it. And I am in the fire season right now. So just keep that in mind. I've already kind of talked about that, what that means. Okay, let's jump right into it. Here's the question. Why are we attracted to people who are bad for us? Boy, I was just talking about this one from a different perspective. So I'll bring that perspective over here to use it here, but then we'll explore it a little bit more. That's kind of the point of this. Come think with me. So that's what we're all doing here, just thinking. First thing that comes to mind, and this was just an article I just wrote. Amazing that this came up here too. We people are drawn to energy. And I don't mean, maybe I do mean, well, let's explore it. Let's talk about it. Energy, right? I'm bringing energy, baby. You can feel my energy on here, and you can feel it with my expressions. Energy, baby. It's entertaining. It feels alive, okay? We're drawn to that. How you use the energy and the way that it moves through you, that is what we're drawn to. And that is where it can move left or right. You can decide to use that for happiness and joy and love and expression. Or you can use that for seething anger, destruction, fire. Do you see what I'm saying? There's energy there though too. We are drawn to energy. It doesn't matter if it's bad energy, or I mean good energy. I think I went this way with the good stuff. Or bad energy. We're still drawn to it. There's something alive in them. There's a conviction in them. How they use it, why they use it. We even want to know that. There's some mystery to it. Why is that guy angry over there? Okay? What made him angry? We're curious now, right? What's in his soul? What does he believe in? What's his conviction? Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if you're in a bad relationship too, right? Somebody can be toxic and they're throwing stuff around. They're a danger. They're hurting you. But that's energy. It's alive. Why is this person so angry? Do you know what I mean? What have I done to anger them? And we get in these cycles of energy and such like that, that it's like, it just doesn't matter if it's good or bad energy. We like it. You know what we don't like? Neutrality. Go find somebody in public that's boring, and I bet you're going to look at them and be like, man, you're boring, and walk the other way. You might not say that, but man, if somebody's boring, they're boring. I mean, who wants to be bored? You want to go sit with somebody and be bored in a circle? Nobody wants to do that, right? Nobody. I mean, even people that are boring or think that, I think if they really sat there and got in a situation like that, I think they would instantly be like, you know what? I thought I wanted this, but fucking A, I don't think I actually want this at all. If you want to go sit in silence and be isolated for a while, I don't think that's boring. You can go out there, reflect, be one with nature, meditate, just contemplate something, think about your life. Even just being in nature is exciting, in my opinion. Some people might not disagree. Oh, there's mosquitoes, bugs, all this stuff coming out at me, and and there's dead silence out here most of the time, with the exception of some birds chirping and some animals and whatever. But you hear what I'm saying? Even that's not boring. I mean, we're talking boring. We're talking about sitting in a room, dead silence, nothing going on, and you're just sitting there with your knees crossed. That is boring, especially if you're not thinking or if you're not doing anything, if you're just there. You know what I mean? So that's what I got. I kind of answered it. But maybe let's approach it from dead on. So that's the idea behind it. That's the kind of the lens I want you to look through. Now that we have a lens to look through, we see energy in two different ways, even if one's more destructive and chaotic, and one's more loving and creative, and structured, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, but we have a way to look through and see this differently. Why are we attracted to people who are bad for us? I really think that kind of answers it. But let's think. Why else would we be attracted to people that are bad for us? I think we like that rebellious spirit too. Okay, but we're answering it though. See, I'm answering it. We want to think about it. Who doesn't like somebody that doesn't give a fuck? Is there anybody out there that doesn't like that? And I would think if anybody doesn't, I would think that that's a good mirror for themselves. They're probably suppressing that part of themselves. And so when they're actually thinking that they hate that other person, it's really kind of reflecting back on them for a part of themselves that they're probably suppressing. I've seen this happen so many times. They talk about this in spirituality with the mirror. That would be a great mirror. I think a lot of people just, they see somebody else with a bad attitude or a rebellious spirit or just not giving a fuck, just being themselves. And it makes them a little bit more reserved. It makes them flare up. Like, hey, why is that person doing that? They're not allowed to do that. There's laws against that. Because they have been a good model citizen and have suppressed that part of themselves. And that's the mirror. I've seen that happen to me a few times too. So I'm speaking from experience on this one. And apply it for yourself. Maybe you might not agree with that. That's okay. You're welcome to explore that and think about it from your own perspective. But that has what I have found in that. We didn't do a good job of thinking about this one, okay? I gave you guys lenses, but I think that they're good lenses for you guys to look through. And I feel like sometimes we're not always going to really be able to hit this, because sometimes I'm going to hit some of these questions and I've thought about them because this is the stuff I love thinking about. So it's like I'm hoping every time that we're going to find questions that really stump me so that we can really think about it. We can explore it together. But now I'm bringing that energy, baby, okay? This one was a little bit of energy somehow. Energy! Ah! Ow! All right. That's all I got on this one, guys. I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for being here. I'll see you guys then.